Today I want to take you along a journey where I created a video game in 3 days. This is kind of difficult because usually video games take unfortunately way longer, often years, but today we're going to make a multiplayer game with penguins because they're very cool in 3 days. So let's start with making a cube. We're gonna let this cube move around like so, but I don't want normal movement like in any game. I want penguin specific movement. And in order to do that, we're not gonna move the penguin with the normal joystick, but instead by pushing the buttons on the controller. If we push the right button, we will push the penguin forward and a little bit to the right. And if we push the left button, we will do it vice versa. And now we have some pretty fun penguin movement. I already basically feel like a penguin when I play this game now. However, I don't know if you noticed, but this cube doesn't really look like a penguin yet. So we are gonna copy this cube, move it up a bit, copy it another time, move it forward a bit and add a sphere. And if you think, what the heck is that? Then let me add some color. Boom, damn. This is a proper penguin. Kind of. And we're gonna upgrade it later with some nice graphics, but for now this needs to do. And yeah, it's kind of cool to run around and works out, I guess, and it's the basis for our player character. However, if you have ever watched any reasonable nature documentary about penguins, then you might have noticed that they are a very social animal. They are constantly chilling with other penguins, so we definitely need to make this a multiplayer game if we want to live up to the true nature of penguins. So in Unity this is fortunately pretty easy. We can just copy the player, delete it, then create this player input manager and drag our player in there. Now whenever we connect a new device to our game, so a new controller or a new keyboard, we're gonna spawn a new player character. So the more controllers we have, the more players can play this game together. It's unfortunately not online, but at least local multiplayer is working for now. And before you say, yo Ilian, this is a really cool game, I wanna point out the fact that this is not really a game yet, because a game needs to have a goal or some sort of challenge. And this game doesn't really have a challenge yet, you just run around with your homies in a grey box. So my idea was to make this game about trying to push each other off an ice island and into the water. So you run around with your friends and the one who is the last one standing on the ice will win. The way how you push each other off is by rolling up a snowball, and the bigger the snowball gets, the more you will push your friends away. And with friends, I mean enemies. And in order to make this snowball rolling mechanic work, we are gonna create a sphere in Unity, make it white and place it in front of the player. And the further the player will walk, the bigger we're gonna scale this sphere. And this already works out perfectly. What do you mean? No bugs at all. Kind of. Yeah, so it turns out that we need to push the ball a little bit further away from the player, the bigger it gets. So that was kind of obvious, but I didn't think about that when I did it, but now I know, and now it works pretty much perfectly. And the balls can get pretty big, that's a thing. It's a feature, not a bug. What up? Okay, so now let's make this actually work so that the balls push the other players away, and if they get bigger, the players will get pushed even further away. Okay, and now I made it that if you land outside of this gray floor square thing, that you will respawn in the center. This is kind of where you should die if you get pushed off the ice, so I guess it's time now to actually upgrade the visuals of this game and now make this ice and make the penguins proper and all the environment and stuff. So let's do that. A friend of mine made these awesome penguins. Check out his art station, he's an awesome artist. Highly would recommend him, but I'm gonna use him for my own game, so you should not contact him. What up? And he made these penguins in like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. Pretty cool stuff. So we can substitute our player and it will look much, much better. And he also made this amazing environment for our game. When we did the game jam, it was Christmas, so that's why it's this Christmas theme, and it's pretty much perfect. It's just that we need to add some water because the water is kind of stiff, which is normal because we need to add a shader onto that water. So I obviously made my own shader, and with made my own shader I mean I bought it, and with bought it I mean I got one for free, and then I put this onto our nice little water plane and now it looks pretty nice. So Thank you, Min, for making this awesome environment. And now we can proceed with the important stuff. And with the important stuff, I mean make the little presents and the trees a little bit squishy and make the ice cubes in the water float up and down a little bit, which no one is gonna notice, but it's pretty cool. It's the little effects that count, trust me. Also, very important is the little dust that the player will throw up when he walks forward, which just makes it look a little bit nicer, and also a little snow explosion when you ram into another player. For that, I legit just took a normal explosion and colored it white. I also added this water splash effect, which I just copied from another asset pack. I have no idea how to make VFX. Actually, I do, but at the point of making this, I did not. So yeah, this made this nice water splash effect. Very cool. And we now nearly have this game finished. Let's just make this a complete game loop. So when we fall into the water, we should be out of the fight or at least lose a life. So I gave every penguin 5 life. So when you start into the game, you will respawn if you fall into the water, but you will lose 1 life. And now you can spawn into this game with your friends, play until only one person is left, and then this person will be the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. What's up? Fortnite can go home against this game. Crazy. Crazy. Sheesh. I also had a friend made this amazing soundtrack for the game. It's like a Christmas version of some random shit. It's really epic. And I had a voice actor friend also take these 2 amazing voice clips, which is a penguin sound and another penguin sound. And now the game is very annoying because every time you move, it makes these sounds, but it's also really cool. And I also added some cool lights to the game because lights are nice. And this is the final game. We have penguins run around on the ice. You can play with as many friends as you want, actually up to 8. So if you have more than 8 people, you have too many friends and you can play this game anyway. It doesn't matter. It's cool, have fun, and the game is in the link down below. And check out my next video, which is my previous video where I made a RPG game. Thank you for watching and bye bye.